Basic computer operations. Computers are versatile devices designed to perform a wide range of tasks by executing specific operations. These basic operations include input, processing, storage, output, and communication. These fundamental operations form the foundation for all tasks, from simple calculations to complex applications like video editing and internet browsing. Computer hardware and software. All fundamental computer operations depend on the two main components that make up a computer: hardware and software. Hardware refers to the physical, tangible parts of a computer system that you can see and touch. This includes components like the processor, CPU, memory, RAM, storage devices, hard drives or SSDs, input devices, keyboard, mouse, output devices, monitor, printer, and the motherboard. Hardware provides the foundation and infrastructure for the computer's operation. Software consists of the instructions, programs, and data that tell the hardware what to do. It is intangible and includes operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, applications like word processors or web browsers, and system utilities. Software enables users to interact with the hardware and perform tasks on the computer. While all software is essential and hardware cannot function without it, the operating system is the most important software. It begins working as soon as the computer is powered on and is responsible for managing all the hardware and software on a computer. It helps the computer start, runs applications, organizes files, and allows users to interact with the device easily. Without an operating system, a computer cannot work. Popular operating systems for laptops and desktops include Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows, and Mac OS. Similarly, operating system also helps mobile devices to perform their functions. Some common examples of mobile operating systems are Apple iOS and Google Android. Additionally, there are some other computer applications like browsers, games, and office tools that are designed to carry out specific tasks. Starting a computer. To use a computer, you first need to turn it on. Before turning the computer on, ensure that essential devices like the keyboard, mouse, and monitor are correctly connected to the desktop system. Starting a computer, also known as booting, involves several steps. When the power button is pressed, electricity flows to the system and the computer begins the initialization process. The BIOS, Basic Input-Output System, checks the hardware components to ensure they are functioning correctly through a procedure called the power-on self-test, POST. Once the hardware is verified, the operating system, such as Windows, Mac OS, Linux or Ubuntu, is loaded from the storage device into the computer's memory, RAM. Finally, the desktop or home screen appears, as shown below, and allows the user to interact with the computer and perform tasks. Login and logout. When several users share a computer, each having their personal files and, at times, applications. To provide personalized access, ensure security, and protect data, you have a user account or login ID. The login ID helps identify and authenticate users and allows them to access their own files, settings, and applications while keeping others' information secure. To use your files, you log into the computer by entering an authenticated username and password. After successfully logging in, you can use the system and access files, applications, and settings. After finishing your work, you have to close your user account. Logging out is the process of exiting your account on the computer when you're done using it. When you log out, your session ends and you are taken back to the login screen. This helps protect your privacy and keeps your data secure, especially if multiple users share the same computer. It ensures that no one can access your personal files or settings after you've finished using the system. Shutting down a computer. Shutting down a computer is the process of turning it off safely to prevent data loss and ensure that all applications and processes are properly closed. To shut down a computer in Windows, you have to click on the Start menu or Power button, select the shutdown option, and wait for the system to close all open files and programs. This process ensures that the computer closes correctly, preventing any file or data from being damaged. Using the keyboard. A keyboard is an input device used to type text, numbers, and commands into a computer. It consists of keys for letters, numbers, function keys, and special keys like Enter, Shift, and Control. Keyboards allow users to interact with a computer by entering data and controlling software applications. Alphanumeric keys. The term alphanumeric is derived from the combination of the words alphabetical and numerical. It refers to the keys on a keyboard that represent letters of the alphabet, AZ, and numbers 0 to 9. These keys form the primary set of characters used for typing text and entering numerical data. Function keys. Function keys, often labeled as F1 through F12, are a set of keys typically located in a row at the top of a computer keyboard. These keys serve specific functions depending on the software or operating system in use. Navigation keys. Navigation keys on a keyboard help users in moving the cursor or navigating through text, documents, and interfaces. These include the arrow keys, up, down, left, right, home, end, page up, and page down keys. Editing keys. Editing keys on a keyboard are keys that facilitate the modification and manipulation of text within documents or files. This category of keys includes Insert, Delete, Backspace, and Enter keys. Punctuation keys. Punctuation keys on a keyboard include various symbols and characters used to enhance the meaning of text, indicate pauses, and structure sentences. These include keys like comma, period, semicolon, colon, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation marks, brackets, and parentheses, and so on. All the mathematical operators such as the plus sign, minus sign, and equal sign, etc., are also included in these keys. Control key. The control key, short for control, is a type of modifier key. It is typically found on both the left and right sides of the keyboard, often near the bottom left corner. The control key is used in combination with other keys to invoke keyboard shortcuts, providing a quick way to perform various actions within software applications or the operating system. For example, Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V are keyboard shortcuts for copying and pasting, respectively, in graphical user interface programs. Caps Lock key. It is a toggle key on computer keyboard which, when activated, causes all letters typed to be in uppercase, capital, letters. When Caps Lock is turned off, letters are typed in lowercase. Spacebar key. The spacebar key is the longest key on computer keyboard and plays very important role in text input and document formatting. It is used to give space between two characters or words. Shift key. The Shift key is a modifier key and like Control key, it is also found on both left and right sides of the keyboard. It is used to type capital letters, the upper symbols on the number keys, and to access the secondary functions of certain keys, such as the exclamation mark and the question mark. Numeric keypad. This is a set of 17 keys resembling a calculator layout, including numbers 0 to 9, arithmetic operators, plus, asterisk, and an enter key. It is located on the right side of a standard computer keyboard. It provides a more efficient way to input numbers and perform basic arithmetic operations without using the numbers above the letter keys. Command keys. Keys such as Insert, Ins, Delete, DEL, and Backspace are command keys. When the Insert key is turned on, it helps you overwrite characters to the right of the cursor. The delete key and the backspace key are used to remove typed text, characters, and other objects on the right and left side of the cursor, respectively. Windows key. The Windows key is a special key on a keyboard found on PCs running the Windows operating system. It is usually located between the Control and Alt keys and has the Windows logo on it. The Windows key is used to quickly access the Start menu. Using a mouse. A mouse is a pointing device used to interact with a computer's graphical user interface, GUI. It allows users to move a cursor, select and open items on the screen. A standard mouse typically has two buttons, left and right, and a scroll wheel. Following are some of the functions of a mouse which are explained using the File Explorer. Roll over hover. This function of a mouse occurs when the cursor is placed over an object, such as a button, icon, or link, without clicking it. When the cursor is placed or rolled over an item, it highlights it, displays a tooltip, or activates a drop-down menu. For example, when you bring the pointer over a file in File Explorer, it will show the details of that file. Point and click. Point and click is a basic function of a computer mouse, where the user moves the cursor to a specific item on the screen, pointing, and presses a mouse button, clicking, to select it, as shown in the alongside image. This action is commonly used for selecting files, launching applications, selecting options, or activating links. Drag and drop. It is a mouse function used to move items on a computer screen. To perform it, the user clicks and holds the mouse button on an item, for example, a file or icon, drags it to a desired location by moving the cursor, and then releases the button to drop it there. This function is commonly used for organizing files, resizing windows, or moving items between applications. Double-click. Double-click is a mouse function where the user quickly presses and releases the left mouse button twice in succession. It is commonly used to open files, folders, or applications on a computer.